guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and I'm documenting my journey to lose 100 pounds. In today's video, I just wanted to do a quick weigh-in update. I feel like I haven't done one in a really long time and I don't really feel like it's gonna look a whole lot different than the last one that I did, but I wanted to do one anyway just to kind of get a fresh start and be back into everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that now. My starting weight was 248.8 pounds. And at my lowest weight, I got down to 212.8. I am currently 218 pounds. So that is a gain of 5.2 pounds. I know that that's because I haven't been paying attention to any kind of exercise at all. I've just been following basically my diet for the most part and not really doing any exercise at all. So whatever kind of calorie deficit I was in from the exercise that I was doing is no longer happening. And I ate some takeout stuff a few times. So I know what I did wrong and I am ready to get back into everything and start getting the weight back off. Here with my before and after pictures, these are the pictures from last year at the very start at my 248.8 pounds compared to my pictures this morning at 218 pounds. So I can see a huge difference in my pictures. I mean, not just my facial expressions, but even just the shape of my arms and my stomach and basically everywhere. I still have a ways to go, but I am definitely making progress. So that's a good thing. I was watching a YouTube video the other day and the person was talking about an article that they had read that was called The 5 Stages of Living with Obesity. It's by Dr. Sharma. You can Google it. I'll put a link to it below too so you can see it. It basically was comparing the 5 stages of dealing with grief and how we deal with being obese and then like moving through those stages to finally get to a point where you're ready to change and like actually lose the weight. And I thought it was really interesting because I can kind of see how I did move through those stages. And so I wanted to talk about it just a little bit, just to kind of share my perspective on it, I guess. So the first stage is denial. And I don't feel like I was ever in denial like Dr. Sharma talks about, where I didn't think that it was a problem. I always knew it was a problem, but I just kept kind of thinking that like I could just deal with it later. Like I'll just put it off and deal with it later, and avoided weighing myself so that I didn't know really how bad the problem had gotten. So I think that I was in denial for quite a while. So then after denial, you move into anger. I'm not entirely sure I've actually moved out of this one yet. But he talks about how you get angry at yourself and angry at other people and just angry at life in general. And I feel like I've been like that for quite some time, but mostly angry at myself that I let it get to the point that it has. Sometimes it's still frustrating, and sometimes I still find myself being angry because I'm tired of being fat, and I finally accepted the fact that it's my fault that I'm here, and that in itself can make it difficult to deal with. But he also talks about how you don't necessarily move from one stage to the next in the order that he's talking about, that sometimes you move through them at the same time, or you might even go back to one after you've gone through it before. So that's why I feel like maybe I'm still kind of stuck in this one and waiting to move past it. Or maybe I've moved past it once or twice already and keep going back. I don't know. It's hard not to be mad at myself. And I think that that's something I'm trying to work on, is just my general anger levels. So then after anger, you move into depression, but I feel like I'm maybe stuck in this one too. I have depression and anxiety like in general in my life. So it's hard to like tell whether it's being caused because I'm overweight or if it's just part of my chemical makeup in my brain or whatever. So I'm not sure that I'll ever fully move out of that, but being depressed about being fat, I suppose I could move out of that at some point. I can tell that my mental state has improved quite a bit since I've lost weight. I used to be so afraid of what people thought about me that I didn't even want to leave my house. And I mean, COVID's kind of made me regress a little bit in that one, but I lived in my apartment before I moved back in with my parents a couple of years ago, and I lived alone and I worked from home and I had my groceries delivered to my house, and Chris would come over on the weekends and we'd hang out. So I didn't really have to leave a whole lot. And I found myself, when I did have to finally like go out and do things, I would have panic attacks. I would get to the point where I was afraid to leave. And I worked with a therapist to try to get over that. And I know that it had gotten a lot better. And I'm kind of afraid that now that I've been staying in the house a lot again, that I might have some issues with that when things start to go back to normal a little bit. But I have noticed that losing weight has helped me not be quite as self-conscious, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's helped me quite a bit with not being so afraid of what people think, because I feel like maybe I'm less unacceptable to other people. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the biggest part of these 5 stages that I think are these next 2. It's the bargaining stage and then moving into acceptance. The bargaining stage is like where I spent most of my time, where I was trying to diet before, where I was like, I'll try keto, or I'll try paleo, or I'll try gluten-free, or I'll try low carb, or whatever I can find. But it's like, I just didn't want to do the one thing that I knew would work, which would be to change the way that I ate entirely forever, and not for this small period of time. The fact that I was willing to give up anything to be skinny except the things that would actually work. It seems really stupid. Like, it seems really obvious at this point that changing how you eat for a short period of time might change how you look for a short period of time, or how you feel for a short period of time. But then when you go back to eating the way you did before that, you're probably going to end up going back to the way that you looked and felt before that too. And I don't know why it didn't seem so obvious before, but I don't know. It's just part of the learning process with all of this, I guess. Like, realizing now that in order to change how I look and feel forever, I have to change how I eat and how I exercise forever. And that until I'm willing to do that, there's really no point in doing any of it. So now that I think I've finally moved into that part where I accepted the fact that, like, dieting for a short period of time isn't going to help me in the long run. It may help me for that period of time, like I said, but then once you stop, it's just not going to continue to help. So now that I've accepted the fact that in order to lose weight, I have to eat less calories and burn more calories, or really just burn more calories than I'm eating. Now that I've fully understood that that's really how you lose weight, and that's really how you keep the weight off, and that there really is very few people who are just gifted with this amazing metabolism where they can eat whatever they want and they don't have to exercise and they look amazing and they feel amazing. Most people that look and feel amazing are working really hard at it. Once I finally was able to accept the fact that it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be a quick fix, I feel like now I've finally been able to make changes that are going to be lasting changes, that aren't going to just go away. And I know I've been struggling quite a bit the last few months with my motivation, and I think that the second I stopped doing my YouTube videos, I stopped really feeling motivated to do any of the exercising that I needed to do. I'm lucky that I'm eating in a calorie deficit already, and I didn't change that very much over these past few months. So I didn't put on a whole bunch of weight. I did go back up a few pounds, but my weight fluctuates so much that I'll probably go back down those couple pounds in a few days, up to maybe like a week or so. So I haven't like completely undone everything that I did. So I'm really proud of that. But I've noticed a correlation between my motivation level and doing my videos. So I am committed to continuing to do my videos and not stopping, and maintaining some level of consistency where I am doing it all the time and not having such large breaks in between videos. So I'm going to start putting out a video every Sunday. If not Sunday, then Wednesday, but I'm really going to shoot for Sunday. So that's my new goal for this channel, I guess, is that I want to get a video out every Sunday between 9 and noon. So 9 a.m. and noon. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna end this here. I really appreciate you watching the video. I will be back in the swing of things really soon and have some more exciting content coming out soon. But I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you following along. It really helps me a lot. And I think that's something that I've realized in the past couple of months is that this really helps me quite a bit. So I'm definitely going to continue. And I am happy to be back. I appreciate you very much. If you wouldn't mind, hit the like button for me and subscribe if you haven't. Ding the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload my videos. And I will see you next time. See ya.